Good morning. This is Shri, and I'm here to provide you a quick recap of the India versus Australia World Test final. And this is the second time in a row that India suffered a defeat against Australia. As I mentioned during my preview, Australia was definitely the better side. They had a plan and they executed to perfection. India did not do its best in terms of the bowling department, and then the batting department caved in both the innings to excellent bowling by Australia. So Australia now is the first team to win a full set of ICC titles. They won the World Cup, the T50 World Cup 5 times, the Champions Trophy twice, the T20 World Cup once, which was 2 years ago, which is going to be coming up in October in India, and then they just won the World Test Championship. So for India, right now, it is to basically look in the rear view mirror and see what they need to do to get together a good side that can actually win the whole thing. The way it started for India, it didn't start well right from the initial day. Australia started their first innings and scored an impressive 469 runs in the first inning, and with some excellent centuries by Steve Smith and Travis Head. India seemed to have started well, reducing Australia at 76 for 3 in the first inning, but Steve Smith and Travis Head put on an impressive partnership, and they took the game away from India on day one, not only scoring at a very good pace, but also doing a good job of rotating strike. Alex Carey, the wicketkeeper, who comes in at number 7 and who's probably one of the best batsmen at number 7, came up with 48 runs. For India, Siraj was the pick of the bowlers, but what would be talked about is the omission of Ashwin Ravichandran for Umesh Yadav was picked for Ashwin, and not sure what would have happened if Ashwin was included in the side, but definitely something to think about. India in the first inning, none of the top 4 batsmen managed to score over 20 runs, and Rohit Sharma has not been in form, especially overseas. And then Gill was bowled by beauty by Scott Boland, and Kohli was caught brilliantly by Steve Smith. Rahane and Jadeja were the sole Indian batsmen to actually give some kind of a fight. Rahane scored 89 and Jadeja fell 2 runs short of his 50. But a bowler turned batsman, that Shardul Thakur, actually came up with an excellent 51 runs, playing at the 8th spot. So failure of Indian top order batsmen, middle order batsmen redeemed themselves in the first inning. For Australia, it was a great bowling performance across the board. Stark picked up 2, Cummins, captain, picked up 3, Boland picked up 2. And Nathan Lyon only bowled 4 overs for 19 runs in the first inning. And in the second inning, Australia again, India started pretty well, getting the first 3 batsmen easily. But Alex Carey, kind of put together a good partnership with Mitchell Stark. And Australia declared at 270 for 8 runs, 270 for 8. Again, Jadeja picked up 3 wickets, and then Shami and Umesh picked 2 each. And in the second inning, it was, India started very well. I mean, they scored 41 for 1. It could be said that it was a very controversial decision of Gill, where Cameron Green seemed to have picked the ball off the ground. But interesting, and Shubman Gill was actually fined for that, for kind of showing his displeasure at the umpiring decision. But But then once Rohit fell, Rohit, again, 43 runs, but again, he went for a bad sweep shot, and that kind of started a little slide with Pujara actually chasing a very, a ball that should have been disposed of to a boundary or left alone. And but it seemed like Kohli and Rahane steadied the ship. The match was interestingly poised, with India needing 280 runs in 90 plus overs. But day four did not start the way it would. And once Kohli got out, and then Rahane got out, and then Jadeja didn't score a single run, it was curtains down for India. This time, Lyon actually came up with 4 wickets for 41 runs. And then Boland, who's been pretty impressive, I think he's been probably the most impressive bowler for me from an Australian side, came up with 3 wickets. And Stark chipped in with 2 wickets as well. So India has once again failed to win the World Test Championship. The first loss was to New Zealand, but this was a complete domination by Australia. Australia proved to the world why they are the best test side, or they are the best side when it comes to different formats in cricket. They've been solid for the many years. And like I said, India has a lot of, look in the mirror kind of thing. Do they keep the current group of players for the next cycle of tests? That remains to be seen. But impressive performance by Australia. Kudos to Australia. They, like I said, they're the only team to win in all formats of cricket. Fantastic performance. And now they get ready for the Ashes, which is probably the oldest, rivalry in sports, in cricket, in sports. So there you go. Kudos to Australia, and well done. Thank you.